And the whole point that I was trying to make is that, what, as I see, is emerging from this discussion also is that it's pretty easy to write badly about sex, okay? And I think that it's also, what we heard earlier about this whole thing about male aggression, what happens to that, especially when, today the rape laws in India are such that, any sort of unwanted attention from a man, if a woman accuses him of, can be considered rape, actually. And it's not the other way around. For example, in the current law, a woman cannot be booked for stalking a man. But it happens. Women also stalk men, right? The law is such. So these are very peculiar things. So the point I'm trying to make is that, like Vatsyayan sort of says that biting, scratching is okay. It adds to the erotic charge. But don't gouge out the woman's eyes. And then he quotes an example of a king in some Mithila or some place where, he did this and then he regretted it all his life, and so on and so forth. So the real point is this, that it's easy to write badly about sex. And it's also easy to get into the wrong kinds of aggression and brokenness and, having all kinds of confusions and problems. But it's very difficult to be a male without being, destructively macho, or being a wimp, or being, a wuss or a wimp. What is a man? And being that destructive macho to almost make up, which is also being a wuss and a wimp and being afraid of women. I mean, that kind of middle ground is the one that's so difficult to be and to explore and to write about. And I guess it'll take, a lot of writing before we get these so-called positive models, to celebrate. That's what I'm trying to say.
Fantastic. Thank you for your views. Really sorry that we're running short on time, but nevertheless, it was a great pleasure to see all of you here. And we'd like to thank you for your time and for the efforts that you've put in. Thank you very, very much. And also let me tell you that we have a book signing happening at the Crossword Zone, so I'll ask someone to escort you there, so make sure that you be a part of it as well. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And ladies and gentlemen, the last session happening next, right here, is the Pyar Kaun Job. We have Imtiaz Ali, Ayan Mukherjee, Nikhil Advani, Sujoy Ghosh. They're going to talk about how love gets distorted on the big screen with Jitesh Pillai. So it's starting in the next 10 minutes, so I hope everybody is on for it. Go grab a cup of coffee, freshen yourselves up. The last session at this hall coming up next. We would also like to thank our presenting sponsor, the Lodha Group, our studio partner, Aditya Birla Group, the Yes Bank, telecom partner, Vodafone, bookstore partner, Crossword, partners for beautiful hair, Dove, kids session partner, HDFC Home Loans, partners in excellence, Brook Bond Taj Mahal, sound partner, Bose, hospitality partner, Trident, a partner, Monte Grappa, Times Now, Radio Mirchi. Lastly, Times Literary Carnival is an initiative by the Times Red Cell. So make sure that you get charged up. The last session coming up in the next 10 minutes. Thank you.